Everybody stay calm. There is no need to adjust the color on your television set, mobile device, laptop, or personal computer. There is no cause for alarm. This is not trick photography, people. This is something very special. The first, and I believe the only McDonald's in the world with green arches. Welcome to beautiful Sedona, Arizona, the town that rhymes. A wonderful high-class southwestern desert oasis, tourist destination, etc. with a green arched McDonald's. Sedona is a very fancy, very hoity-toity place, so when McDonald's decided they wanted to open up a restaurant here, it came with some restrictions. Number one, in order to not block out the beautiful scenery Sedona's famous for, they have height restrictions, so McDonald's sign had to be low down instead of on a big pole. And Sedona didn't want the big, ugly, garish, yellow M arches, so if McDonald's wanted a restaurant here, they had to make some concessions and make the golden arches turquoise. This was the first McDonald's in the world where this happened. Green arches, or turquoise arches, or jade arches, whatever you want to call it. And although something may have changed meantime, last time I heard, this is the only one in the world that looks like this. Now, of course, I can't eat anything at McDonald's, but Allie can, so she's got her golden fries in front of her turquoise arch. Weird. Wow, look at this place. As you can see, Sedona is surrounded by all this beautiful red rock, all these crazy mountains and formations, many of which are famous and have names. For example, there's a coffee pot rock somewhere, I think over that direction, that's shaped like a coffee pot. But the one that really interests me is the Snoopy rock. Yes, you heard me correctly. Many people that walk around downtown Sedona over here look up and notice that this rock formation looks an awful lot like Snoopy laying on his back on top of his doghouse. You know, Snoopy, Charlie Brown's dog. Can you see it? Can you see it? It took me a while, but now I can see it. And that's not the only Peanuts character. In addition to Snoopy taking a nap right here, people claim that this little tiny stump right in the middle of that rock formation up there looks an awful lot like the outline of Lucy. What do you think? A Lucy rock? I don't know. I think I'm kind of starting to see that too. What do you guys think, huh? Power of suggestion, or does it really look like that? Of course, once somebody points it out, it's easy to see. But my question is, who was the first person to notice these? Whoever it was must have been a big Peanuts fan, huh? Good grief. Yes, Sedona is surrounded by some very beautiful scenery indeed, but that's not the only attraction to this place. Apparently, and I am not making this up, people believe that Sedona is surrounded by mystical energy vortexes. It says Sedona has long been known as a spiritual power center because of the vortexes of subtle energy. Swirling centers of subtle energy coming out of the surface of the earth. Ooh, they can provide healing, people believe, and spiritual insight. Apparently, there are at least 4 of these vortexes located all around Sedona, and even when you're within a few miles of the vortexes, you can feel the energy. So as the center of the vortex, Sedona has also become the center for alternative realities and spiritualities. Every couple of feet you can get psychic readings, learn about earth wisdom, find a spirit stone, get your aura photo taken and have a reading. Best prices in this reality. And on every other corner, in between Taco Cat t-shirt selling places, are multiple stores selling crystals. Look, there's one there on that corner, and not even a block away, there's another one. Stores like this tell you all you need to know. Sedona Crystal VORTEX. Look at that. Massage, psychic readings, jewelry, aura photos. Ooh, look, some healing sage. Everywhere you look, more spiritual stuff than you can shake a stick at. And of course, plenty of crystals. They even have crystal skulls. Ooh, $149. Never mind. And don't forget a healthy dose of dragons. They even have dark crystals in here. Ooh. Okay, look at this. We've got the crystals. Supposedly, these crystals help you channel the power of the nearby vortexes. And not only did we get this giant crystal here, we also got some Sedona red rock, which supposedly intensifies life energy, rejuvenates, and heals on all all levels. It's also useful for divination, which we're not gonna do. Definitely weird, definitely pretty interesting, pretty out there theories going on in Sedona. Not that I'm knocking it though. I'll be the first one to admit that I don't know anything about anything. So for all I know, this is charging me up with energy right now. The lady at the counter did say we don't even need to charge this one up to use it. I really don't know what that means, but that's what she said, right? Anyway, power of the crystal achieved. And now we can look at some other things around here real quick. Besides the crystals and the divine oils, there's also a lot of art galleries in town. And of course, plenty of tourist spots like Cactus Carlos over here. Ooh, you can watch the diamondback rattlesnake rattle. Apparently nearby, there's also train rides, but this conductor won't tell me where they are. Tell me where they are. Nothing. You can also hop on all kinds of Jeep tours like the ones led by this guy, Sedona Sam. Sedona Sam will tell you your fortune for $1, but Sedona Sean over here will tell you your fortune for free.
Well, one thing I know for sure is someday, at some point, you'll die.
Oh. You get what you pay for, I guess. Oh, look at this. They really love fortune telling in this town. Also, cowboy hats, hot sauce, and little boutique clothing stores everywhere. Oh, and check this out. Right over by the pink Jeep tour store. Here's another thing they love in Sedona. Javelina. All throughout the town, they have these little sculptures of javelina, which are painted in all these different ways. These particular ones are all pink, you know, because of the pink Jeep tours and the pink Jeep Plaza. But all throughout this area, wild javelina are roaming around. We even actually saw some of them on the side of the road last night when we were coming into town. Crazy. Pretty cool seeing a wild animal. Those things migrated all the way up from South America. Can you believe that? And no wonder they've adapted to the North American desert regions. Look how beautiful Sedona is. It's pretty fancy, mostly a little too fancy for my taste. Kind of like visiting a very big winery. I'm really not the type of person that has a lot of money for fine art or jewelry or things like that. But there's a couple of things I noticed in Sedona so far that are a little more me. Look at this artwork over here, huh? Now that's my kind of fine art. Here we appear to have a Native American man next to the coolest looking metal cactus I've ever seen. And this radical pink spirit guide coyote. Kind of reminds me of the spirit guides in Coco, you know, all multicolored and everything. Will you be my spirit guide? All joking aside, I've always wondered what would my spirit animal be? Probably some kind of rodent. Look at this store. This is my favorite store so far. The Cowboy Corral. Look at this place. This is awesome. Everything from this old cowboy out here that keeps talking to passersby to this amazing logo. Look at it here on the window. I love that. Now that's one old school looking cowboy store.
He's always just hanging around, waiting for someone to talk to.
Whoa, they've got all kinds of cowboy apparel in here. They've got old cowboy long johns. They even have a spittoon. Ooh, bloomers for the ladies, chaps for the men. No pants required. Of course, in any town you can find cowboy stuff, you're bound to be able to find some Native American stuff as well. Lots of artwork here. And all kinds of galleries and stores selling crafts that were made by Native Americans. Look at these weavings right here. That's incredible. All hand done. That takes an amazing amount of skill. We actually bought these earrings Allie's wearing that were handmade by some Navajo on the side of the road the other day. Pretty cool. Ooh, look at this. Tiki aliens. See, it's mostly fancy stuff that appeals more to grandma than to me, but tiki aliens, oh yeah. Just proves there's something for everyone here. I love towns with a lot of public art. Look at this couple happily dancing on top of a wagon wheel, having the time of their life while their horse looks on, sad and lonely. Oh, Imelda, I love you more than anyone in the world.
I thought you loved me more than anyone in the world.
Also, much like Kanab, Utah's Little Hollywood we visited the other day, a lot of Western movies were filmed out near Sedona. They've got these cool Walk of Fame plaques with handprints from some of the actors. Pretty cool because you can take in a little Sedona history as you wander around looking at all the artwork, some of which is a little hidden and also a little intense. Whoa. Unexpected hidden alleyway art. That's cool. Is it me or does the face on this one look a little like my friend Tyler? Alright, Sedona is cool. Sedona is great. But there's more to see in this part of Arizona than just Sedona. So it's time to start making our way to the next town, especially since the locals are getting a little hostile. By the way, if you're wondering like me what the name Sedona means, I found out that it's not an old Native American name or an old Spanish name. It turns out that one of the pioneers of this area, T.C.
Schnebley,
who was the first postmaster, owned an early general store, all that kind of stuff, had a wife named Sedona, whose mother gave her that name because it sounded good. I guess that's why there's only one. All right, one quick look at a crazy candle store with some of the craziest looking candles I've ever seen. A couple more peeks at some artistic javelina, and now we're ready to go. All right, one long and somewhat treacherous drive later, and we're up in the mountains of Arizona at a place people constantly suggest that I visit, but I've never been to until now. Welcome, friends, to historic Jerome, Arizona, world famous ghost town and billion-dollar copper camp. Yes, sir, they've been mining here since the 1870s. Look at the town back in the day, and then take a peek at it now. You know what? A lot of buildings are missing, but it still looks pretty much the same. If you sort of flash back and forth between the picture of what it used to look like before and what it looks like now, it's pretty clear. They've got a lot of authentic Old West stuff for us to experience on this hillside. Ooh, gotta drive up some pretty twisty roads up these hills into the main town. Yeah, this is crazy. The town perched on the edge of the universe. Supposedly only 400 to 500 people live in Jerome full time now. But in its heyday in the 1920s, there were over 10,000 people living up here. So you'll see ruins of a much bigger town scattered around through what's left of this historic mining camp. Whoa, look at this house behind me. Now known as the Ghost City Inn, this was the Garcia House, a home built for mine management. Check that out, it's been here since 1885. And it looks like so have these people on the front porch. Most old-timey ghost towns were mainly destroyed by fire, so it's rare to see old western towns that still have their 2- and 3-story buildings intact. Look at that hotel right there. No telling what kind of old-timers came through this place. Looks like we got to Jerome on a pretty quiet day. Nice change of pace from Sedona. Kind of reminds me of Virginia City, Nevada, where the streets are all stacked on top of each other, and you've got to take the stairs to go 1 block down. Wow, look at this place. I love some of the cobbled together architecture. It really represents the Old West, you know, before there were building codes. Buildings just sort of put together willy-nilly, not meant to survive too long. Look at this one here. This seems nicely restored. Ooh, the House of Joy. Wonder what kind of business that is. Ooh, closed. Looks like we're not gonna find out today. Man, look at half of these buildings look like they're just gonna tumble down the hill at any minute, because half of them already have. Look here across the street. This is just the front facade left of a building that's otherwise collapsed. What a crazy looking place. Hey, where'd Allie go? Oh, I think I know where she went. No old West town would be complete without its candy shop. Ooh, look at all the treasure in here. Hi, Small. Ooh, rock candy. That always makes you happy. Oh yeah, everywhere you look, you can see evidence that the town used to be a whole lot bigger than it is now. Wow, look at this gigantic shell left from a once very large building. Where there once undoubtedly used to be stores, there are now art installations. Pretty cool finding a new use for a historic structure like this. Oh wow, look at those old doors. This must have been a happening place back in the day. Whoa, look, if you come up and around the corner, you can really get a sense of how big this building used to be. Look at that. You still have remnants of the interior of the old Bartlett Hotel. Check out these locks right here. They're like old Paris love locks with an old Western twist. Ooh, and look down in there at that outhouse with a ghost in it. Now that's what I call spoopy. Looks like people are trying to throw pennies down in all those toilets. Now that's something I definitely haven't seen before. Oh yeah, I'm loving Jerome. There's a nice mix of stuff because I can see wine tasting and I can see gourmet hamburgers and stuff like that. But there's also a nice mix of rusty old historic artifacts and some amazing historic architecture. Look at this. That Hotel Connor on the corner is very impressive. But check out the old Liberty Theater building. Look, you can still read the word Liberty up there. It's definitely missing that awning or whatever you call it that comes out of the building, but you can totally see where it was. How about that old movie projector? Oh, this is awesome. I love finding a new ghost town to roam. This is just our first visit, so we didn't take the haunted theater tour or poke our head into too many shops down here. But I think I can safely tell you, just from this quick look around Jerome, that this is a place I'll visit more than once. Oh yeah, very similar to Virginia City. It's just crazy how it's built all willy-nilly down the hill like stairs. It also has a very similar, very long distance view. Not to mention that there are mines underneath our feet and in the hills and mountains all around us. Look over here, you can see the outlines, the foundations of where old buildings used to be in this ghost town. And then across the street, the perfect restaurant for a ghost town. haunted hamburger. Look at this old original paving on this street here. And then look at the street right below it. Even the streets are on different levels. It's beautiful the way some of these old ruins and old foundations get repurposed. Look at this random little doorway. Doesn't appear to be anything in here except for some sweet street art. Whoa, look at this beautiful house, the surgeon's house. If I understood the signs right, that's a bed and breakfast now. And look at the amazing view that it has over the town. Now we're way high above the rest of the town, and look at some of these buildings up here. Judging by how ornate this is and that it's up on top of the hill, I would guess that this was either part of the mining operations, the offices, maybe? Or perhaps like that big building on top of the hill there, it was a very fine hotel. It's crazy to think that at one point there were 10,000 people living here, and that there were enough visitors to this town to fill up hotel after hotel. Guess those people would have rather come out to the middle of the desert than stay home and mind their own business. Get it? Mind their own business? Mine? Huh? Okay. All right, time to head down this crazy hill. Jeez Louise, it's wild looking at all the layers. And speaking of the crazy hill and the layers and the mines underneath, once upon a time, the dynamite explosions under our feet dislodged an entire building and sent it sliding lower down in the town. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the building right here. Oh yes, Jerome's famous sliding jail. Apparently, this giant concrete and stone jail was in the basement of a wooden building up there when the slide sent it down the hill into the middle of the main street up there, Hull Street, Hull Avenue, I think, where the road eventually had to be routed around it. Local lore says that it's come down and slid down even more since then, but according to the sign up there, apparently that's not the case. Seems that after a while, the citizens of the town decided they were tired of driving around this half torn apart old slidey jail and pushed it the rest of the way down the hill to where it is today. Ooh, I can see an old bed in there. Now, when you're looking at a giant jail building that's slid down a hill, you know, at least a few hundred yards, there are many questions that might come into your mind, but the only question I really want an answer to is, was anybody in that thing when it slid down? Nobody knows it's trouble. Oh, the jail sliding! Sliding jail. That, my friends, is something you don't see every day. All right, now we've seen a little bit of the town, so we're gonna cruise back down the hill just a little bit and see if we can check out some of the mining remnants down here. Whoa, look at this. It's an old mining head frame, and look, it is several alleys tall. Ah, this is the head frame for the Audrey shaft. Okay, I see. Look at this. There's an old mine elevator right there. And if you look way up there, you can see the giant pulleys that would pull those cables, raising and lowering men and material into and out of the mine. Whoa, check out that giant generator and engine that made it work. And wait a minute. What the heck? Oh, usually when you see these are fenced off, but apparently you can stand over the original hole. Let's see. Let's see here now. Oh my gosh. No way. Hey guys, there's a crazy window over the mine shaft. Look at this alley. That shaft goes down 1,900 feet. That's higher than the Empire State Building and higher than the Eiffel Tower. That's 380 alleys deep. Oh my gosh. Look down there. Peer into the darkness. 1,900 feet straight down. What is this? Just some kind of reinforced glass? They expect us to stand on that? This is one of those things that I try to film, but cameras cannot possibly do justice to peering down a 1,900 foot deep shaft. This is something I hate to do, but we came all the way here, and I have to do it for you guys. Oh my gosh, I know you can't see through this right now because of the reflection, but I can. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, please don't break. Okay, okay. I did it. Ooh, I did it, Allie. Now it's your turn. Go ahead. You can do it. Oh my gosh. Oh, that is one of the scariest things I've ever done. Like I said, we can really see down into that shaft. It was scary going to the top of the Eiffel Tower, but this is even scary. Oh my gosh, I'm on the glass again. Oh my gosh. That was genuine. I was actually scared the heck out of me. It doesn't even look real. It looks like something computer generated from a movie. It doesn't look physically possible. That is one crazy experience, and it's free. Just sitting here open, underneath the town of Jerome.
Something that you do have to pay for, but that's right around the corner from here, is the Jerome State Historic Park, which includes this epic mining museum.
This giant building wasn't a mine administration headquarters or offices. This was the home of the owner of the Little Daisy copper mine.
It's an absolutely massive building that I automatically assumed would have housed hundreds of people.
Not just be one person's house.
But I guess if you make $1 zillion mining copper like the Douglas family did, you can build as big of a mansion as you want. Yes, sir, there's the building we're in right there on the right, and there's that mine shaft we were looking down.
So it's crazy to think that the copper mine is right down below us.
I think the lady in the front of this place said it was 8,700 square feet.
That is a big old house.
Oh.
You scared me, sir.
Wow, look at all these old signs from down in the mines.
Ooh, and check out this mining exhibit with rocks you can actually touch.
Check this out. This is a 3D map of all the layers underneath Jerome. There's the town of Jerome up there on the hill. We are right there where that little sticker is, right in the middle. And the copper mines go way, way, way down below.
All the way down these layers of earth to the great unconformity.
Sounds like the name of a punk rock band.
Man, there's a lot of crazy stuff in this old house. Look at this. This is the former servants' quarters.
Now full of all kinds
of old artifacts, old photos, even an old wheelchair.
This place is crazy. It's like a maze in here.
Ooh, another one of those 3D maps. Okay. This yellow building in the front is where we are. That's the town of Jerome up there on the hill. And then look how crazy deep the mines are going underneath.
I thought it was far from the town down to this place.
It is way farther from this place down to the bottom of those mines.
Oh, my brain hurts.
Ooh, upstairs here in the Douglas mansion, they've got a section of old redwood pipe.
That's right, back in the day they had wooden pipes.
Here's some more dynamite. Ooh, I love this stuff.
Oh, and here's the Douglas family's opulent toilet.
See it back there in the corner? Wow. And they had a bathtub and a shower.
And it wasn't even combined.
Would you look at the size of that bathroom?
Plenty of storage in here.
Now their old bedrooms are all full of mining displays.
Oof, look at some of these pictures of way down in those mine shafts.
And there's plenty of mining equipment up here.
Ooh, there's even some copper, which I assume they mined out of these mines. Is that how you say that?
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Now we're talking. Look at this little miniature railroad version of Jerome.
Oh, see, I have a big train that doesn't even really fit in my house that I got from the train shop, you know, in Utah.
But this is what I need right here. Look at this little itty-bitty little train. Look, there's little mine shafts and little tunnels, little towns, even a tiny little Gaston in there.
I want one.
Ooh, you can learn a lot about copper mining and producing copper in here.
If you have the time. Unfortunately, this place closes up in about 10 minutes.
So we don't have time to learn anything. Let's go.
Buffalo.
All right, time to see what's outside.
Oh, wow. We've got ore, an ore bucket, some gigantic rock-crushing arrestras, and a whole bunch of different kinds of mine carts. You got your Indiana Jones type, your lunchbox type, your grandma's firewood sled type, and your good old scooper.
Not to mention the type that would move miners around down inside the mine and protect their heads from hitting the top, boing.
Ooh, looks like you could keep some soup in this one. How about that, Allie? I would love to take a ride in that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, it looks fun.
Ooh, look at this over here on the side of the Douglas mansion. This is an old piece of a stamp mill. Those are the stamps inside. These gigantic metal things would go up and down, smashing and pulverizing ore into finer stuff. So you could use chemicals to separate out the precious minerals. Oh, the rich stuff. Ooh, look at this carriage house here on the Douglas mansion property. It's got Dr. Douglas's buggy. This is crazy. Not only was it donated by the family, so it belongs really here at the Douglas mansion, but it was also apparently borrowed and used in the movie version of the musical Oklahoma, which was filmed nearby.
There's also a car in here called Smokey Joe with a long and interesting history that I don't have time to tell you. Sorry, kids. Maybe next time.
Wow, can you imagine living in a huge, gigantic mansion like this up on top of your very own copper mine? You'd have your own private little mine cart railway to ride anytime you wanted to. You could pop out your back gate, go down some steps over here and check out your creepy deep mine shaft, take in the views of Jerome.
Oh, yeah. that would be the life. This is a pretty cool first visit to Jerome, I gotta say. People have been trying to get me to visit this place for a long time, but I was never really in the neighborhood. I mean, it's pretty close to Route 66, but it was just far off. It never really fit in any of those videos. I can tell you one thing though, having seen the town now for myself, this is definitely a place I'd love to come back and explore more once I've done a little bit more of the research. What do you think, Allie? Pretty fun?
Yeah, I think it's cool.
Would you come back?
Yeah.
Ooh. All right, got the thumbs up from Allie. That's how you know it's good. All right, guys, we came, we saw, we Jerome. We've had a lot of fun on this trip. We've covered a lot of ground. I think it's safe to say that we've done our duty. Don't forget to check out the links for hats and shirts and ways that you could support the show on a monthly basis through Patreon or social media. But even if you don't do those things, thank you guys for watching. By watching this and sharing with a friend who you think would like it, you've done your duty. And that means you can go home and sleep well. I should have said you can Jerome and sleep well. Right, Allie? Jerome and sleep well. Right? Okay, maybe not.
They even have dark crystals in here. Ooh.
All throughout the town they have these. Ow, that's... All throughout the town they have these. Ow.
Buffalo!